Hey, Chloe. Oh,
Chloe,
Uh,
404 era.
you're going deviant, honey. What good will resetting do?
well, remember,
uh,
by resetting, she means like reset her memory back to factory defaults.
Oh
Maybe she
God.
just needs a hug.
I guess she's having an existential crisis.
Like Shira said in the previous part, she's having a little existential crisis because she doesn't know what to do with this sentient thoughts of hers now.
What
Also,
are
I
these
just noticed that
emotions?
she's still like, after reading, the part of the menu you went to, her expression went back to that very confused
No,
look,
no,
even
no.
in the other menu.
it's
That was
like
quite
her
interesting.
animation there.
Yeah, she always looks like
Yeah.
that. She's now gonna remain like that throughout the
Oh,
rest of the game.
the true prostitutes.
Tracy lover.
There is a WR400 model working in Detroit's Eden Club. She is whatever. Who cares? She's not important. So moving on. Okay, she is a
Tracy
deviant after
Blue Hair.
murdering a violent client who decides to run away with another Tracy whom she fell in love with. How nice.
And that's pretty much all there is to their characters, apparently.
Well, of course, Jova. This is David Cage's idea of LGBT representation. Anyway, let's check Rosanna, aka one of the news anchors. Rosanna Cartland is the anchor broadcaster of KNC News, America's most viewed whatever. Then we have Michael Brinkley, who's another broadcaster of CTN News, America's oldest mainstream TV news station.
Get it, guys? He's old. He has old ideas. Jesus.
And then we have Michael Webb, who's a TV anchor for Channel 16, Detroit's local news network. Well, those new buyers were useless. Moving on. Why did you even bother giving bios to people who are not even actual characters?
Okay. See, that's the time when you give all this background information that we don't need. Sure, we don't need it, but at least it would give more insight to
Gotta
these
say,
characters.
I find more information and more entertainment and actually more exhaustive information in the fucking bestiary of Final Fantasy 12, even for the more useless type of monsters. That's saying a lot, David.
I get more fun out of looking up Undertale's many AU's wikia.
Why, Chova?
Because fucking.
Hey, I'll admit, some are pretty fun.
What about
They are, but
What about the Undertale alternate universe where he actually looked where he was going and didn't fall in the pit?
Well, I actually wonder. Well, in the
I
meantime,
forget the name of that one.
we need to actually report. Java, since apparently you're more knowledgeable, is there like a sort of crossover between Undertale AU and a Doom WAD?
Yes.
Of course.
What?
Remember, according to Doom 2016, all the Doom WADs are canonical in some fashion.
Yeah.
Anyway, time to report.
Hi,
Okay. A bit theatric, don't you think?
oh man,
this is what
More
the
like-
inside of Connor's mind looks like.
At Zen
No,
Garden.
no, Shiroi. Okay, the game does a poor job of conveying this to you, but basically, Shiroi, this is not even a physical place. This is just Connor transmitting.
row your boat gently down.
Wait,
Do it-
so
we're-
you're
we're
Yeah,
on the Star
basically,
Trek
it's in
5.
his mind.
Yeah,
Actually, yes and no. He is transmitting with his positronic brain, but he's in a sort of private server that is connected to the central core of CyberLife.
to put it in simple terms, Shiroi, CyberLife is streaming all of this to his brain.
Why doesn't she just meet him in person?
Because
Well, because-
that's not
Because he's
that's not
awake.
sci-fi. That's not sci-fi enough, Jova.
Hey,
It
this
gives an
reminds me
excuse
of...
to be creative with the scenario, I guess.
So when's the part when he meets her in the desert
Aw.
like Gary Oldman in Lost in Space?
Pretty much. Yeah, it's kind of like that, the hologram program of the... oh, I forgot the terrorist movement.
Hold on, here's the first. Yeah, she seems lost and perturbed because of all the stuff that's been happening. So let's be sincere.
Uh-oh.
I'm feeling feelings.
What is this emotion thing I hear you speak of?
Ooh.
Because I'm an android, remember? Humans are the only ones that kill.
Sure.
Ah, that'll make her trust him. It is
Okay,
not.
moving on.
So
Actually,
why?
they didn't do anything, so moving on. Replace
Be a
me.
Be a good boy, Connor. Come on. Oh, he's filled with determination.
He said it, not me.
More like confidence, as the game put it.
A storm is coming.
Friggin' the Harry Potter movies. Even the Harry Potter movies did that.
You know, if they've timid in a server, for all he knows, could. Okay, do his androids?
Oh,
things-
this is basically the payoff to the coin things from the beginning. Thank you. Aww.
At least we're still friends.
But Hank, it's my thing.
Maybe it's a nervous habit.
So yeah, after the quote-unquote terrorist attack from the androids transmitting the
even
thing.
the FBI.
Yeah, so now, like Theo said in the previous part, this is an Inigo Prophecy style of moment where after we controlled the perpetrators, now we're going to play the investigators investigating the crime we just committed with the other characters.
So if you did enough, depending on what you did with Markus, Connor will have to investigate more or less stuff.
One of them died.
Actually, no. Nobody remembered Dwebs. We did the transmission without any casualties, which is why public opinion went from skeptical to indifferent because. Well,
But that's not much better. Though they've gone from hating the androids to not caring what they do.
It's a step, Dwebs, one at a
Baby
time.
steps, Dribs.
Besides, we were operating on Marvel Citizen logic, so any progress is decent enough.
No, Theo, if this was operating on Marvel Citizen logic, they would hate them always, regardless of what they do. So.
No. The Marvel Citizen thing is that they flip-flop constantly. They will praise them 1 second, but immediately felt betrayed at the minimal sign.
The reason we bring
of
up them
insecure.
hating them more often is because more often than not they're hating. But yes, sometimes they do that.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised the MCU doesn't put that up more often. Like, for
That's because
example,
Kevin knows it's a stupid thing that.
Exactly.
I'm surprised that Spider-Man's.
Oh, I already know. Pedro, you want to talk about these?
Oh, hey, guys, look at that. Stan from Beyond Two Souls became an FBI investigator.
And an asshole, so if you had any kind of sympathy for him in Beyond Two Souls, tough luck.
In case you
Anyway.
forgot, for those who don't remember, Stan was the primary homo. Oh, sorry, not homo. Sorry, hobo.
Oh no!
He is the ultimate gay.
Apologies.
Pedro, were you thinking about being?
I already apologized. Come on, let me continue.
We're not condemning you, don't worry. But yes.
Anyway, what I was trying to say is that he's the primary hobo that you find in the hobo chapter in Final Fantasy. Sorry, I need to reboot my brain. Give me a moment.
Sorry, guys. Pedro is becoming deviant on his own. Basically, he was one of the leader of the bomb group in Beyond Two Souls, and basically the one which Ellen Page interacts the most with.
I was gonna
the
give
actor
him-
was a cast. But go on, Waves. You were
I'll give an
saying.
example. I'm surprised in like Spider-Man: Homecoming, Spider-Man's constant cock-ups in that film, which even led to, a lot of people nearly losing their lives in that shipwreck. I'm surprised people were like, "No, we don't want this funky little shit wrecking our
Well, he
lives."
wasn't really at the forefront that much.
Anyway,
in
what
terms of the hero fighting.
Anyway, yeah,
Well,
basically,
it's good to see that Stan found such a good job.
okay, to
Unfortunately,
properly
having
explain
a job makes him a jerk.
to properly explain
Yeah.
things.
Yes, Pedro?
To properly explain things, this is obviously a little casting gag. It's the same actor, but a different character.
Okay. So I guess we don't have any.
Think of it. Think of it.
Escape because
Think,
it's not the same character.
think of it as a cameo, Dwebs. In the same way
And
that
it's not the last one we're getting.
it's in the same way that David Gasman always cameos in every David Cage game.
There was also the actor who played Shelby in one of the trailers for some
Yeah,
reason.
yeah. There's Sam. God, I forgot his name. Sam something. I forgot his last name.
Sam Shelby.
No, the actor's name.
The actor's name.
The point is, the actor, like Teo said, the actor who played Scott Shelby in Heavy Rain was actually featured in the first trailer. Sorry. However,
He was one of the humans who grabbed aggressively one of the androids and yelling him in his face.
well, he's a human, Teo, so obviously. But yeah, my guess is that scene got cut, so so there's no Heavy Rain cameo in this game.
What a shame.
Well, we still have. Well, to be fair, the David Gasman one is the only one that's traditional. So
No, what I mean is that I'm pretty sure we can live without that.
Yeah. Oh, but Tia, don't you see? We could have had free references, and this could have been the ultimate David Cage experience.
The Cage verse is real.
well,
If there's one creator that I don't really care about having a shared universe with its IPs, it's probably David Cage.
Tell me about it. I mean, heck, the guy hates sequels, even though he constantly makes.
Not to mention-
cliffhangers
not
in
to
games.
mention-
hold on.
Not
This
to
hold on.
mention-
This is an important point.
Yeah. Let's see the footage.
The footage of the security cam.
Since Markus didn't.
So yeah,
check
the deviants didn't need
that,
to break in.
Which means they have an infiltrator.
There are cameras in the hallway. The staff would have seen what was happening. Why did they let him in?
They didn't check the cameras.
That means they're very bad at their job.
Or maybe, Shiroi, they've
Because
been
they're human,
brainwashed.
Shiroi.
Or maybe they have an accomplice. Because remember, Shiwa, half of the staff is androids. So maybe they have an accomplice?
And let's not forget how Markus brainwashed. I mean, opened their eyes.
Alright.
They'll probably knowing the City Cubers, they'll probably do some like spin on the newspaper articles. But the androids probably say to him, "Open the door! I'll rip your arms and legs from your body."
They don't do that, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Wow. Okay, so
That's one cliche averted. Good job, David. You want a cookie?
yeah, you reverted one cliche. Now, what about the other 689 you've
Yeah,
done
what
so
about the
far?
rest of them?
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. Speaking of cliches, when do we get to the part where we come across the drug lord who traps androids in a jungle and
Tasty.
hunts them like sport?
Don't
No.
be silly. Don't be silly, Joe. If we're going,
Zlatko, Jova.
No, Joe, that's not so much a David Cage
No,
cliche. That's more so a Neil Blomkamp cliche.
Slatko was the guy who just experimented on them. No, I'm talking about the kind of drug lord who puts humans in the jungle so he can hunt them down like animals.
You know what's
because
funny,
He wants
Jova?
to go after the most dangerous.
You know what, Jova? It was funny. This game doesn't have that cliche, but you know what game does it that you think that it wouldn't have? Dark Souls 2. I'm not even kidding.
Really?
Part of the lore of Dark Souls 2 is that some nobleman asshole, just for sport, got a bunch of hollows, captured a bunch of hollows in group, released them in his boots property, and starts hunting the shit out of them for no
Yeah.
reason.
about what you said,
What
Pedro,
rich
earlier.
people do in their board, I guess.
Spoilers, the same lord became basically a Balrog ex-spy in the end.
About
So-
what you
Ah.
said. About what you said, Pedro, earlier. Now you got the advantage of random drug lords stealing androids and drinking their blood.
Actually,
Just
nowadays,
like-
remember, their blue blood
They're already
actually
doing that,
is used
Lips.
for fermenting the
The
ice.
drug. So technically they are already doing that, Whips.
Oh,
Alright, so these were the free androids that were part of the staff. So
First reading
Bleeding
Check
Blue.
how Cyberlight created a techno. How Cyberlight created the blue blood.
Again, why
After
do you bother
decades of
making
android
them?
designs that were primitive, robotic, and expensive, Cyberlife revolutionized the industry for an invention of their CEO and visionary, Elijah Kamsky. Therium 310, the chemical name of blue blood.
Whatever, I don't care. Moving on.
So basically, it's a whole pamphlet about how the blue blood, how it.
How was discovered
How-
and everything.
I thought I was going to read Elijah Wood for a second.
Again, I cannot deny, guys. Why would you make a book with pages when you can read the entire contents by just treating the front like a tablet?
Like I said, maybe that's what it is. It's a tablet.
So I ask, what is the point of the pages which are clearly on the book? Unless
Again,
David just-
like
there?
me and Pedro, like me and Pedro theorized.
Oh, yeah, you're
you
right.
See that, Pedro.
Huh.
Like me and Pedro theorized, Jova. We created first the model, but then we couldn't recover it in time. Oh, goody! Time for the interrogation. All right, guys, it's time to play a game. Spot the deviant.
Basically, you're supposed to ask questions to the deviant, to the various deviants. At least, okay, one of them is a deviant. The other two are not. The way you go about it is you ask them questions, and you always pay close attention to all three of them, because when you start pressuring them, whoever is a deviant is going to start having reactions that the other two won't have. So it's a combination of picking questions while paying a close attention to the subtle movements of the various androids' faces.
Again, if
Have I
you're
mentioned
launching,
that Connor's segment actually feels the most like an actual game out of all
also,
three of
and
these
not to
segments?
mention Jova, like oh Jesus, like I said, no, I don't think I said it, but I honestly think that the Connor storyline is the one that manages to create the better atmosphere of tension for cases like this one.
It pretty
like,
much does everything the best out of all three. It tells the best story, it gives us the best look at the lore without being preachy about it, it gives us the best game mechanics, it gives us the best...
If you don't tell me which one of you is the deviant, I will rip off all your heads and use them as my colleague's new fruit bowl.
We're not playing Mortal Kombat. I doubt he'll do that.
One is deviant. Turn yourself in, or 2 innocent androids will be shut down because of you.
That actually is a good point.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
It's either the middle one or the one on the left.
Let's
supposedly you're
see.
trying to save androids, so wouldn't you want to save the lives of the other two?
Hmm.
It's not to destroy you.
And again, another situation where Connor's behavior flip-flops like that.
Yeah, like seriously, dude, play LA
I
Noir.
will
mode?
dismantle you, but maybe not.
You know what this reminds me of? It's about how insane the originally titled Doubt in LA Noir was. Thankfully, they changed that in later re-releases of the game.
Personal space, Connor.
The big thing.
Oh.
Hey, he's doing exactly what I
Actually, if you notice, one of them actually reacted. So
Yep.
No, torture.
Wait, you can actually torture them?
Yeah, torture.
Yeah.
Do it.
So
Let's
how does he
see.
torture them?
He shows them beyond 2 souls.
Oh God.
There's no point in lying. You know everything.
If you don't tell me
yeah,
where,
you have noticed again who's the one who reacted.
if you don't tell me which one of you is the deviant, I'll show you the entire cutscene of Ella Page going on about how they killed a democratically elected president in a loop for 48 hours. Trust me, your brains will not survive, deviant or not.
I'll show you Sonic Genesis.
I'll take Sonic Genesis over Beyond Two Souls.
Okay, so this one is definitely not the deviant.
Okay.
At least with Sonic Genesis, I can put on the better soundtrack.
We've already ruled out the one on the right. Let's try this guy.
What?
Scumbag.
He's put.
Okay.
Mind
Connor
you,
has a bad cop mode.
exactly. CyberLife has programmed the Connor models for swearing words.
You know what we need? We need Hank's help. Connor can be the good cop, and Hank will be the bad cop.
Yeah, but Hank's not an android, so you gotta know how to get to an android. Ooh.
Regulates the heartbeat. Without this module, you'll shut down.
Jesus, like, I never imagined Connor would have this much of a dark side.
You just have to tell me the truth.
Okay, he's acting so much like a human that, yeah, he pretty much
Well,
is
that-
proving that
well, that-
robots can be human.
Well, that should be your hint.
You're a fucking deviant! That's why I'm surprised he didn't yell that.
All right.
So basically, this is what happens if you take too long and don't accuse anybody specifically. If you can't figure out, obviously it was the one on the left. When playing through this, I was all like, yeah, let's go for all the choices, see what happens. And I was kind of expecting the game to get to a point where it forces me to choose. Okay, so who's the deviant? But no, like if you run out of questions, he just concludes there's no deviant, even though there clearly is. But
not to mention, I didn't notice this. Basically, in most of your playthroughs, the deviant actually attacks you, and Connor has a chance to die because of that.
That's because that only happens if you find who the deviant is, which I didn't because I was silly me too. I was expecting the game to have a clear moment where, okay, choose now. Who do you think is a deviant? But no.
A human who's actually grateful to Connor.
Yeah, he's the one we saved at the beginning.
In the first chapter, remember the one with the human who was shot by David?
Aw, how nice. Our choices do matter.
Or Daniel Adder. His name was Daniel, not David.
I was going to say, shot by David Cage.
Why did Daniel Adder do this? Eric Andre is a treasure.
So that's that guy's name.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with really American comedians.
Oh yeah, check out Eric Andre.
Same.
He is a hoot. I'm almost surprised he's not on SNL.
That reminds me, actually, on the subject of the British-American comedian differences. Honestly, I'm surprised. You know that balloon guy at the beginning of Teen Titans Go? I'm surprised that wasn't dubbed over by an American actor or something.
Why?
I don't know, because, I mean, normally when it comes to celebrities who are only really famous in one area, they dub them over with another one in different countries. I'm surprised Teen Titans Go didn't do that.
It's okay, though.
America doesn't really do the whole dubbing over thing.
It's okay. It's okay, though, too, because in terms of Connor getting the best results of investigation, finding the deviant is actually counterproductive because in terms of getting the best results of the investigation in this chapter too, you should ignore the deviant anyway.
That's such backwards thinking in a way.
It's similar to one of the previous games. Oh, look at that! Hanky's trying the coin thing.
It's because Jova, if you find who the deviant is, he will attack Connor.
And run away.
And run away, and then we have an entire sequence where we try to get him, and then when we get him, the chapter ends, and we don't even investigate the roof. Remember,
I don't know how to feel about that. Like, I mean, the game actively punishing you for doing your job.
Mm-hmm. I also think it should have been okay. I can understand it being optional, but
so let's see. What happened to that deviant that Markus had to leave behind?
Simon.
Yeah.
He shot himself, or
remember, I left him alive, so obviously he's hiding somewhere in here.
Yes, you left him alive with a gun, though. So either he shot himself, or
time to see. There we go.
Let's reconstruct what he probably did.
Deviant left behind.
So let's follow the blue blood traces.
Amazing how he's managed to hide this long on a rooftop of all things. It's not much places to go.
Well, remember, there's like these locker thingies, so I'm pretty sure he's hiding in one of them.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be a bit too cliche? And he'd have to know he'd eventually be caught.
Well, it's not like he has much choice, does he?
Not to mention, if Markus spared him, he would probably think twice before ending himself, like in a sense of respect for his decision.
TARDIS.
Also, Hank, what are you wearing? Is that the same outfit that we chose for him?
It is. Well, remember, Teo, that particular outfit was only effective anyway for the drive to Eden Club. This is the next day, so obviously he would be wearing something different now.
Hopefully.
Unless it's the same outfit.
Remember, David Cage is a French person. They are not exactly the number one people for hygiene. So
yeah.
Well, regardless, it still works just based on that principle.
I am confident in Clancy Brown's own judgment.
I seriously doubt Clancy Brown had anything to do with the clothes himself, since he was just in a mocap suit. So.
All right, I'm blaming David Cage, man. I know it's easy to say, but yeah.
Well, he
I
is. Well, he's the
mean,
writer,
to be fair-
He's the writer, director, and producer, and leading the whole project. Too. He's responsible. I mean, yeah, yeah. Don't get me wrong.
always is.
Don't get me wrong. Obviously, games are not made by just one person. It's made by an entire team. But the team leader is the one who should take responsibility for whatever happens. That's
The
what
thing we have to remember is that David Cage often helms these ships because he's the writer, the unquestioned writer, because he's also the lead of politics.
Sorry, I had to look away from the screen bit there for a second. I thought Connor just jumped off the building for no reason.
Why?
Wouldn't that be funny if you could do
I
that?
don't
But
know.
no,
It's just-
he was just recreating Markus and the group flying off the roof.
And then ended up with he's like, oh shit, I forgot to get a parachute.
Let's see.
I shall run through. What exactly how they jumped off the building. Oh no! I seem to have forgotten the parachute.
No. It's like Eggman in that Roger Van der Dime parody. He's like, oh, I accidentally grabbed my fart pack instead.
All right. Seems like there's nothing
Maybe-
here.
Maybe
So he
he's in the
didn't. He didn't
dumpster.
do that.
You're not even gonna check, Connor?
Well, Joe, but that's the thing. There's no prompt for me to check the dumpster, so obviously
Well,
that's
I know that, but you'd think that you think that story-wise, Connor would check every nook and cranny. I mean,
He's only
dumpsters are.
stupid when the plot demands he is.
I mean, dumpsters are one of the most obvious hiding places ever. You'd think you'd at least give it a
He's
look.
only stupid when the plot demands it.
Yeah.
And that
Yes.
is frustrating. That is very frustrating, David. How you're making one of the few good characters you've ever created be dumb again.
There he is.
Jova, you have to, well, actually, Jova is pronounced frustrating. You said frustrating.
The heck?
We can't criticize David's way of speaking if we're not speaking very good.
So what to do?
I'll charge the deviant.
Leroy Jenkins.
Someone has to be the cop who gets shit done here. There you go. Let's probe his memory. Jericho. There we go.
Oh, and he killed himself like that. But
We didn't
learned that
we didn't learn the the location, but we learned what
we
we're
have a
looking
name.
for. We have a name.
And Connor has a lot of instability there now. Red signal and everything.
Wait, did probing that memory possibly make him a
Oh,
deviant?
you know, listen to what he said. Like, you scared the shit out of me. What is
Well,
it?
if you didn't move, you'd be dead, you little shit.
No, that's exactly the thing, Dibs. Like, he was asking Connor to stay safe and wait for the SWAT team to take down the android, but Connor really wanted to probe his memory to get information. There you go. He was scared. Oh shit, Connor was scared. But anyway, yeah, that's the thing, Dibs. That's the thing, Dibs. That's exactly. Didn't you hear what Clancy Brown said, Dibs? You scared the shit out of me. Wait, Hank, is that concern that I'm detecting?
I got it. The ring leader of this plan was Chris Jericho. I knew it.
Believe it or not, Dibs, that would be a more interesting twist. But
I guess I
anyway,
have to ask again, why didn't Simon just kill himself, seeing as how, like, well, I mean, okay, the way Marcus's chapter ended seemed like he was pretty much going to kill himself, and he ends up killing himself. In fact, if he had killed himself, then they wouldn't know
that's
the
hold
location.
on, Taylor. I can actually answer this. Basically, Jova, he's trying to hide himself, and if you fail to find him, Jova, he will stay there, and then he will return to Jericho on his own. So basically, he's just holding out and hoping and praying that they wouldn't find him. Basically.
All right, then, fair enough. Again,
To mention, Joe, at the end, I'm pretty guessing the reason why he didn't kill himself immediately but tried to oppose resistance was because I'm guessing the thought process that if I get killed by the humans, I will be basically a martyr, victim of oppression. Therefore, the public image will have a better opinion on me than them.
somehow I don't think David Cage would be wise enough to write that in, but that's a good
But
thing.
if you remember, there were different writers, and we pretty much established that it's pretty safe that this portion of story was written mostly by someone else.
So you tell me that something from the Marcus storyline happened to get written by someone different, and thus that actually instantly becomes good.
Jova, you're a comic book fan as much as I am. You find that
finding a writer better
I
than
sadly do not. Yeah, Tia's got a point. If comic books have taught me anything, writers helming the same story and practically handling different scenes within the same bout
and having different writers handling different parts of the story.
Also, Joe, finding a better writer than David Cage is not hard at all. I can literally go out the street right now, and I'm pretty sure I'll find a better writer than him.
It's like finding a needle in a needle stack.
Heck, it seems like he managed to find a couple himself, given the Hank and Connor storyline.
Oh,
Yeah.
Don't worry, honey. Don't worry. I know. It's hard.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Maybe you'll be in a good game someday. I think that's the real reason she's having a crisis, guys. She realizes what game she's in and who created it.
Yes.
So we'll see you for the next part then.
Yes.
See ya.
See you then.
See ya.